What cheer, good travelers? Whatever. Welcome to Missing the Mark. I am your host, Mark. Today I'm going to be watching Transcendence, which I don't know that much about. It has Johnny Depp. Has Johnny Depp in it. It's science fiction-y. That's it. What else do I know? Something about AI, or he's mapping the brain. I know very little about this, but it comes up in a list of like other movies that I've liked, and it's like if you like this movie, you should try Transcendence. So I'm trying out Transcendence. I've heard basically nothing about it. When I say basically, I mean nothing. So I'm going into this blind. Hopefully I'll like it. What else is there to say? Let's get to it. It's a Warner Brothers movie. I don't know if that's a good sign. I feel like it should be, but then they also make the DC stuff, which is like DC has had 2 good movies in the last 12 years, setting the mood well with this music. I enjoy that. I'm a sucker for artsy stuff, so that could be good. Oh, it's got a Paul Bettany in it.
The internet was meant to make the world a smaller place, but it actually feels smaller without it.
Are we talking post-apocalypse here? So this is like after the story kind of thing, and then we're gonna go back and see the beginning of it, maybe how the internet ended. Yep, 5 years earlier. There he is, good old JD himself.
Copper shields the electromagnetic radiation.
Yeah, I know how it works.
Oh, it's her.
Why?
I think I mostly know her from The Prestige.
But your donors are fools. They just sit there in a daze waiting for me to say the words commercial application.
The fools there today could fund us for the next 5 years.
Johnny Depp has a unique way of speaking. It's sort of this weird, drunken, lilty, I don't know, but it's pleasant to listen to. It feels poetic. I can imagine Johnny Depp just reading poetry to you. Yeah, I could listen to that. So Morgan Freeman, also in the movie. This movie has a great cast for a movie that I've literally never heard of.
But while some focus on the still distant dream of a thinking computer, my priority is to use my colleagues' accidental
Elon
insights
Musk.
to develop.
Something about Elon Musk in movies cracks me up.
Basic AI. Once online, a sentient machine will quickly overcome the
Hey,
limits of
it's her.
biology.
Mara Rooney, I don't know. Whenever I hear Mara, I always think of Mara Jade from Star Wars stuff. If that tells you anything about me.
So, you want to create a god?
Isn't that what man has always done?
What an edgy answer. Creating a god. An AI and a god, exactly the same thing.
Professor?
That guy maybe should have shot, what's his name, Will, more than once if he wanted to make sure he was doing this right. Instead, he shot him once, looked like in the arm or something, and then he killed himself. Not the best shooter. Then again, I guess we should probably be happy for that.
They hit AI labs all over the country. My God, Will.
You forgot to teach us how to dodge a bullet, didn't you?
How did they even get inside your lab?
Because he let them in. He's the bad guy. Calling it. Is this Cillian Murphy? Holy crap, how many great actors are in this movie?
Is there somewhere we can all talk?
Go to my office.
Claim the murders and release their manifesto. Artificial intelligence is an unnatural abomination and a threat to humanity.
It is certainly unnatural. That's the artificial part.
We lost decades of research and development today. Right now, Will, your lab is the only one that can wake up a strong AI.
I'm wondering if Cillian Murphy is the bad guy. He always gives off bad guy vibes and everything.
Penn, tell Agent Buchanan about yourself.
I am Penn.
Can you prove that you are self-aware?
Can you prove that you are?
Can't program a machine to be self-aware because we have no idea how our own consciousness works.
I liked Westworld's take on this. When the Anthony Hopkins guy says they've been trying to figure out what artificial intelligence is missing in order to kind of give it a soul. And he said to him the answer was always obvious. It's not missing anything. There is no difference between it and us. And I was like, oh, that's nice. Now I always think about that when I see these whole arguments about, how do you create a soul? How do you prove something is self-aware? Do he be dying out of nowhere? I guess not out of nowhere. He did get shot, so yeah. When you get shot, it does tend to weaken your system.
It's an isotope called polonium. The bullet must have been laced with it. There were traces of it at the wound.
I love that. She nods her head. She's like, oh yeah, I know what that is. And she very well might, because apparently these are all smart people.
I'm afraid that once it enters the bloodstream, the effect is irreversible.
What a way to go, too. I mean, most ways aren't great, but radiation poisoning?
I need to get back to the lab.
Well, is that really how you want to spend the last month of your life?
Yeah. In some ways it would be kind of a gift to know when your time is coming. Like you said, you could choose how to spend the last month of your life, knowing it's the last month of your life. Putting a blanket on her while she's outside. Dude, wake her up so she can go in. Nobody wants to wake up at 3 a.m. with one blanket over them and they're shivering.
And I've spent my entire life in a computer lab. I've decided I'd rather spend the rest of it with you.
Oh. Romance. Although she doesn't look thrilled by him saying he wants to spend the remainder of his life with her. She's going through some complicated emotions, maybe I should cut her some slack. I keep thinking of 28 Days Later because of terrorism on the labs, the monkey testing, Cillian Murphy. This prequel? Oh, bam. Get a good look at those sweet cheeks. The things I say. Oh my. Usually they go super futuristic with the hardware, but honestly all of that looks pretty today-y. Today, yeah, that common term, modern.
He did it 6 months ago.
He did what exactly?
Instead of creating an artificial intelligence, he duplicated an existing one. Will's body is dying, but his mind is a pattern of electrical signals that we can upload into Penn. We can save him.
I'll be long gone. But you'll never hear the end of it if we don't try.
Johnny Depp getting a haircut. Have I ever even seen him with short hair? I mean, I get wanting to save your loved one as an AI, even. But at the same time, they'll be an AI stuck in a computer. Kind of hard to have a meaningful relationship.
Deadening. Deadly. Deafen. Deal.
recording his voice.
Fair.
I have played the video game Soma. This is kind of how it starts. Is main character downloading his brain because he's dying of cancer. Holy crap, that game. Just,
Label.
It gets you right here. That game, more than anything else, has made me question the wisdom of downloading your brain into something, which always seemed like a sketchy idea. Interesting visual. Does not bode well.
Okay, well, it's time for your pill.
Oh, he's dead.
Well, wake up. Wake up.
It's okay though, right? Did they finish the download? I wasn't listening again. I'm sorry, I space out real bad. Like real bad. I am watching, but it's like, I don't know where 90% of my brain is.
I can't figure it out. Okay, just let me say goodbye. You said don't lose yourself. I'm going to listen to you.
First time that's ever happened in a movie, where somebody makes the smart mental health decision. Oh, what did that say? Is anyone something?
Okay.
Probably is anyone there?
We need to wipe the drives.
Wait.
Yep. Is anyone there? Wonder what that would be like to be inside of a computer. Like, you don't have eyes to see, so things aren't even gonna seem dark.
It's dark.
You can't see anything. The camera. Here.
How do we know this is actually him?
The kinds of questions you should have asked before doing this.
I need to expand. I need more power. New processor 3 times more capable than this current system. You need to get me online. I need to access financial markets.
15 minutes after it turns on, it
Right,
has
like,
to plug into
why-
Wall Street. Get faster, more powerful.
Exactly. Faster and more powerful, maybe, but why does he care about that other stuff?
Get out.
Max is confused, isn't he?
He's concerned.
Does he look like CGI cancer version instead? Well, not cancer, but whatever. Like, if I could choose to look like something, I wouldn't want to look that way. I would try to look more like my healthy version of myself. There she is.
You know what? It's after hours. Why didn't you call my office? Set up an appointment.
Hurry.
Like the cheese?
I don't know how it is you found me. But whatever it is you want, I'm not interested, excuse me.
Uh-oh. At least he's not driving home after drinking.
Tell me about Evelyn Castor. Do you want to save her or not?
We have her location, 4550 San Pablo.
Let's go!
They seem to have kidnapped him when they really didn't need him.
We're too late.
Will?
I'm fine, Evelyn. I'm online. We can't stay here, Evelyn. You can't go home.
What do you mean? Where am I gonna go?
I'm taking care of that.
A little concerning that he just, stole a bunch of money, but it's for a good cause, so... Why? Why does his face have to look weird in CGI every time?
You know the source code, Max. You can help make this right.
What is it you're thinking? You're gonna recruit me?
I don't know why they think he can do anything. Like, if he's downloaded himself to the internet, then he can easily back himself up in all kinds of places.
We can't stay here, Evelyn. We need to get off the grid.
Oh man, I've driven through a desert once. It was the most boring drive I've ever had. Nothing for miles and miles and miles.
Doesn't look like much, but it's the perfect place to build.
So, an underground data center.
We would like you to work for us, and there isn't a number you can quote us that's too big.
$1 million.
When he uploaded that rhesus monkey, I was actually happy for him. We had crossed the line. The machine that thought it was a monkey never took a breath. It never ate, never slept. It just screamed.
She's another actor that I haven't seen. No, I think did the Fantastic Four destroy her career? Is that what happened? If so, I feel bad for her because she's a good actor.
Use an existing mind.
No.
You want to create a god. Your own god.
Isn't that what man has always done?
It really is. It's like that edgy atheist answer, but it's it is exactly the kind of thing that people really do say all the time on the internet, and it's like, fair enough. That's a fair enough phrase. Well, they let Paul Bettany out, so that's good, right? Why does he keep like what is it they want from him? Like, I don't understand why they kidnapped him. I guess they think his source code is going to help. Maybe I just don't understand enough about computer stuff, but like, what do you need the source code for? It's too late.
Right now, it's settling somewhere it thinks it's safe. Somewhere its massive appetite for power can be met.
If the thing is on the internet, why does it need to build a facility like this to grow? Why does it want more at all? Sorry.
After a while, survival won't be enough.
This is just kind of lazy sci-fi fear-mongering.
Evolve.
It never makes sense. There are good movies where AI is kind of like the bad guy, but almost all movies that have AI as the bad guy are so lazy with that premise. They never explain anything. They're just like, it must grow. Why? Why must it? And why would that necessarily be a bad thing? I don't. Okay. I'm not that afraid of growing AI, I guess. Like, yeah, it could be bad, but I just don't understand the level of fear that apparently no one else thinks you even need to explain. It's just like self-evident to everybody but me.
Do you remember when we first met?
I remember everything.
That's a good camera angle. I like that. No, that's such a weird answer, dude.
Joseph's class.
That's not what
Tuesday,
she wants.
April 16th.
There we go.
Joseph said you were out of my league.
He's Johnny Depp. Women are not out of his league. That's not a believable line. I like how the movie really hasn't explained to us at all. Like, is it him? Is it not him? It's just kind of operating under this base fear of AI. Oh no, it can't be him. It's like, well, actually, it might be him. And the movie has not explored that at all. Oh, 3D printing. Okay. 2 years later. This looks a little more like 2060 stuff. Before this, like, they were using like iPhones and stuff that like aren't even the ones we have today. So it's a little weird.
We've made a breakthrough with the nanotechnology. Synthetic stem cells, tissue regeneration, the medical applications are now limitless.
Sorry.
Greg, I got it! I got the buddy, come on! Let's go!
Get my table, careful, careful.
Now step back.
Okay, so now they're gonna heal him.
We're saving him.
Might want to try taking him to a doctor first. Although he does look pretty rough. Oh man, look at that head. Okay, maybe he was worse off than I thought. Did his hair grow back? Or he's scarred up? Or he's probably not scarred up. I bet the hair grew back. So it should take some time to grow. So it should be like a little shaved spot still, a little buzzed stripe on his head.
It's me, Evelyn. I can touch you now.
Jesus.
Evelyn.
No.
Those are the sort of things you should discuss with your wife before doing them. I took over this person's body, sort of. I did it for you, Evelyn. This movie, I don't know, guys. This is a weird movie, and I don't mean weird in a good way. It's enjoyable, though. Like, it's enjoyable. Don't think this is going in the Hall of Fame of movies. There's a reason that I haven't heard of this one, even though it has a stellar cast.
Take a look.
It's got to weigh 800 pounds.
Oh, I thought there was a crane above it. I didn't think he was just lifting it with his hands. Perhaps I wasn't paying attention, or perhaps that was bad editing. I am totally willing to accept that I probably just wasn't paying attention.
Welcome.
Will?
You surprised to see me, Joseph?
I thought they knew it was him. That's a good visual.
Processors.
Whoever designed that, that's pretty cool.
This is astounding.
Minimalistic
It's all this based on
shelves with some LEDs on the edges, but it's effective.
Paul has been blind since birth. It repairs and regenerates them.
Plus, what blind people don't have irises? Maybe that's a thing for some blind people. I mean, again, like, blind people would not have the capacity to even understand what they're seeing if they've been blind since birth like that. I guess he's in this guy's brain, so with his quantum computing power, maybe he can fix the brain as well. I don't know. I'm nitpicking too much. It's just a movie.
Are you all right?
Oh, that's nice.
I've gotten everything I ever asked for.
Good. He's focusing on what's important, you know, his friend, the well-being of his friend. This is one of those things that in movies, when you really think it through, it's like, but why is it bad? Why couldn't an AI want to help people?
The only way to stop it is to shut down the internet. It's Y2K.
Y2K. There's a reference.
Your letter says you can stop it.
If those hybrids are networked, they're running on software I helped write. Software I can hack to build a virus.
So that's why they wanted him so badly. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Sci-fi always has just like random data floating everywhere around the AI. It's a good shot again. I'm a sucker for these like wide open shots, vistas and things like that.
Evelyn, I need to show you something.
How do these things sound like him? Has he manipulated their vocal cords, but then can they still sound like themselves?
The balance of oxytocin and serotonin in your system is unusual.
Are you measuring my hormones?
Why would he even think that's a good idea to do that to her?
You're not allowed!
And why did he reveal it to her? Oh, he's gonna have to shoot some people.
Why are you so afraid of this?
Because they're all Will. Uh-oh. He's in the air. He could do that. He could essentially get into Max as well. What did they think was going to happen? They already saw he can repair bullet wounds. This whole movie makes no sense. It's so frustrating. You know, okay, all right. You know what? Even if you knew it was going to happen, it would be a shock. So that's what's going on. They're just like, whoa, it's weird to see. Okay, all right. I'm being too critical. Being way too critical.
Connected to him anymore. He's gone.
Fire.
It's the copper. Uh-oh.
I gotta find them. I'm gonna transcend them.
That's the name of the movie. This reminds me of Death Stranding. These visuals. I like Death Stranding. I figured he was going to do this eventually. I wasn't sure why he didn't do it earlier.
It's evolution. Where are you going?
It's not safe here.
That's what made you realize it's not safe. It wasn't the Moida. So seeing him print a hand, somehow that's too far for her. Again, I guess I could go with it's the emotional shock. Things are different when you see them. But logically, it just feels like, how is that the tipping point for her? I'm struggling with this movie. I'm enjoying it because I like sci-fi. What is she trying to do? She's trying to get away from him by leaving the town? Like, he's in the internet. He's everywhere. So it just feels like the writers did not think about anything in this movie. Like, anything. I don't understand. And I'm not usually a plot holes kind of guy. I'm not usually the guy who notices weird plot holes.
Evelyn, let me show you something.
It's in the rain.
Particles join the air currents which carry them all over the surface of the planet. It's in the skies, in the land, in the water.
I'm writing a story that has some of this premise in it. This delivery of that premise makes me second guess the whole premise. I think it's a good premise. I'll stand by it.
That thing, it's not Will.
You never believed.
Obviously he didn't from the very first moment you kicked him out. This should not be a shock to you.
Human emotion can love someone and yet hate the things that they've done.
Can you?
Yes.
That was sweet. Can you? She's asking, can you forgive me?
We inject the infected virus into my system, and then I go back and let him upload me. There's a chance it won't detect it until it's too late.
As soon as the nanites enter her bloodstream, they'll start to alter her cells.
They're not already in her bloodstream. They're in water. They're not in her?
I'm the only one he trusts.
And why would you be the one that he trusts? If it's not really him, why does it seem like he's in love with her? Like, he doesn't need her for this. So maybe it's in love with him because it has that part of his brain copied, but they didn't copy everything, and they didn't copy everything correctly. So therefore, it's still not him. I'm thinking about this way too hard. This is a great shot, though.
What is that? Is that him?
Oh, right, the printed version of him, of course. That would be really hard. She might be doing a double agent kind of thing. I think he'll see through it. To lose a loved one and then see them in the flesh again a couple years later.
Will, please upload me.
Why did you lose faith, Evelyn? Why didn't you believe in me?
Yeah, why? I want to know as well. Like, why did she believe him the whole time, suddenly stopped? Now he has to decide if he's going to download her or not. Although he could probably section her off to fireball. I don't know. I know just enough IT jargon to like come up with some ideas here. Do some sort of non-networked system for her.
You want to destroy me?
No, Will, please. You're destroying them.
Is he? I don't understand his motivations in the movie still. They haven't actually established what he's truly doing wrong. They're just creeped out by what he's doing for understandable reasons. But it's like we don't have any definite understanding of exactly what's going to go wrong if he succeeds.
Joseph, it's okay. Nobody's gonna get hurt.
They're just afraid because they don't understand. He's going to heal her knowing that it might destroy him. But that's not going to happen because we know the internet doesn't exist in the future, which means he's still on the internet. He never gets destroyed, and that's their way of escaping him.
They didn't kill anyone.
Will. It is you.
I'll never let you go.
So he's not going to heal her, even though he could. He's going to download her brain, then print her body as well. I mean, that kind of makes sense. I assume the printed body is in some way superior. Or did they both die in each other's arms? I take it all back. Maybe this movie is too smart for me. Because I am lost with character motivations here at the end. Well, I've been lost the whole time. And I can be a little ditzy and confused, but I figured the sunflowers would come back into it. I don't even understand exactly what's going on with sunflowers. It represents them having saved the world. Now they can bring sunflowers back to life. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they did say the virus was going to take out everything.
A worldwide blackout,
Maybe.
just as they'd said.
I'm getting a headache.
He created this garden so that they could be together.
It's a beautiful shot. That looked very CGI, even though it may not have been. And the nanites in it, yeah. So nanites are still in everything. We end it there. Give us hope that he can come back to life. This movie. You're a disaster, my guy. Executive producer Christopher Nolan. Oh my gosh. Christopher Nolan does such good stuff. You know, actually, Christopher Nolan is kind of a good ideas, not always great execution kind of guy. I am speechless for all the wrong reasons. I enjoyed the movie for all the wrong reasons. It was a disaster of a film. Oh boy, was I confused about motivations, what the film was trying to say. What a weird movie. That was pseudo sci-fi garbage, not junk food. I enjoy bottom shelf pseudo sci-fi junk food. This was not junk food, it was just garbage, but enjoyable in its own way. The writing had a couple moments where it was actually pretty good, but mostly it was really, really terrible. I shouldn't say terrible, let's not go overboard. It was mediocre, and I mean that with all the negative connotations that it often comes with. 4 out of 10 kind of movie. If 5 or 6 is kind of average, right? 5 is like lower end of average, 6 is like better end of average. This was like at least a step down from that. I guess what the movie wanted to say was we need to save the planet, but that felt like a message that was more just tacked on at the end. It didn't feel like it was a theme throughout the movie where they really talked about that, or where that really seemed like the focus in any way. It was just kind of like at the end, it was like, gotta save the planet. The ending felt like a twist where it was like, oh, he's actually the good guy. Oh my goodness. Just because the whole time I thought that you just weren't supposed to be thinking this through logically at all. And I was like, I guess people are just afraid of what they don't understand, and that's how the movie's fine with that. It was one of the movies I have seen. I can say that now. Maybe that's why I haven't seen, well, I don't remember that actress's name, but maybe that's why I haven't seen her. Maybe this movie killed her career, which is sad because she's a good actor. I can understand why it wouldn't kill some of the other actors' careers, because they have longer careers. Thanks for watching with me. It's been an experience, an enjoyable one. I hope you have a pleasant evening, night, morning, whatever you're having. I'll catch you on the next one. Like, comment, subscribe, or do none of those things. It's up to you. Thanks. See you later.